Welcome to this morning's coffee talk with Nicky T. That's me. Coffee talk, you, me. But hey, today I want to talk about not feeling worthy, not feeling ready, not feeling capable of achieving these huge goals and dreams. I want to share a quote with you that's really meant a lot in my life. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. See, I believe that the goals that you have and the visions that you have weren't put there unless God knew you were capable of achieving it. Now, do I agree that it's scary? Yeah, it's something you've never done. It's uncomfortable. It's putting yourself out there. It's taking a risk. It's the fear of failure, fear of success, and all that stuff that goes into that. And just today, over today's coffee talk, it's just on my mind this morning. I wanted to just share that with you. And I want to share with you a Bible verse from Exodus 4 that's really stood out to me. So check this out. But Moses pleaded with the Lord, "Oh Lord, I'm not very good with words." He's like convincing himself that he's not good at it, right? I have never been, I'm not now, even though you've spoken to me. I get tongue-tied and my words get tangled. And then the Lord asked Moses, "Who makes a person's mouth? Who decides whether people speak or do not speak, hear or do not hear, see or do not see? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go, I will be with you as you speak, and I will instruct you in what to say." I think there's something special about going all in on a goal, on a vision, when you don't know how it's going to happen or you're scared. Do it scared anyway. I'll share with you a cool story. We had thrown a huge conference, and it was one of my life's goals to be an inspirational speaker and really impact people and share my story. And we had filled this room, and it was scary in itself to, host a conference and, rent the stage and the lights and the ballroom. You get that, right? And then you got to fill it. And will they show up? And the morning of, there's just a line wrapped around the building. And I'm like, what are they here for? So we sold out our first event. There was 350 people in the room, standing room only. And this is my first big speech, right? I'll never forget it. My mom had bought me a new suit. My family's in the front row and all of my colleagues, and I'm throwing it with my best friend. And, they're coming to the stage and I'm in the back, right? Like holding this microphone, just literally like shaking like a tree. Coming to the stage, Nicholas Trevillian. And I remember standing there just like absolutely fear paralyzed. The lights are on, the spotlight on you. And I remember there was this moment where I just went, go. God's gonna guide you, man. You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna learn this on the fly. And I think that's so true with anything. See, as humans, we don't have like this ultimate playbook, right? And I think that's the art of messing up, is like you get out, you try, you fail, you learn, you win, you repeat, right? That's how I learned to surf. Like when we first started surfing, I never grew up surfing. I never grew up near an ocean. I grew up on a prairie, right? In 10 acres in the middle of nowhere. And when I moved to California and started surfing, it was a lot of failure, a lot of learning the ocean and the waves and the tides and the timing and the flow and all of it, right? And a lot of failing, but like you'd fail and get back up and be like, all right, don't do that again, right? Wrong step, wrong move, wrong balance, right? And I think as you're starting to create content, starting a podcast, we're learning this, my friends. Give yourself some grace. But back to God qualifying the called. I believe you're called. I believe you're called to write the book, then go write it. I believe you're called to share the content, then go share it. I believe you're called to start the podcast, start it. Start the business, start it. Start giving back to the homeless, then go do it. I believe that the doors will open for you, the dominoes will fall, and I believe that God will show you the path as you go. But that's the most important thing about this whole conversation that I want you to take away is you have to get started. And maybe I'd love for you to use this video as not just this piece of content. I think in society, we are over consuming content. We just scroll for the next idea and idea and idea. You can't learn to surf without getting in the water. So what I'd love for you to do, maybe use this as a jumping off point, drop a comment right now. What is the thing that you are called for? Like what is on your heart and what could you do today to take action on it? I'll give you a small example. Let's say you're called to get in better shape. Could you go buy the new pair of running shoes today? Just something simple, right? Some gym clothes. You want to start content? Could you maybe buy a little microphone today on Amazon and you get started? You want to start the podcast? Could you go start your podcast on Apple? It takes like 30 minutes, right? What could you do today if you're so called to start taking action? And I just believe life is this series of get an idea, get inspiration, get called, follow your heart, take action on it, get there, figure out what happens. Does it work? Does it not? Tweak, repeat, right? And I think there's something so beautiful about getting started. I think there's something so beautiful about the learning phase and the momentum phase. And I think what was really on my heart for you today in today's message was we see these people that are on top of the mountain, right? The creators you follow, the influencers, the business owners, that shouldn't stop you from starting today. It shouldn't stop you from sharing your unique story, your unique voice. And my friend, They just might be 10, 20 chapters ahead of you. You know, if you're comparing yourself to millionaires and billionaires and you're not there yet, you're going to drive yourself crazy. You realize at one point in time, they were broke and lost everything, right? The people that you follow that are in the best shape all had that journey of like, they didn't like their body and they went and built it, right? You look at these beautiful business owners and how they got there and they have these great lives. My friends, they earned a lot of that. And at one point they had to overcome the fear when they got called, when they got the idea. And I just believe there's something so special about getting the idea and taking action on it, getting inspired and trying. And I would just encourage you today, become a person that just tries and strikes out. I was talking to my dad about this and he said, you know, son, that's you. You're going to swing the bat. And I said, yeah, Dad, I'm either going to hit a dinger over the fence and we're going to hit a grand slam, or I'm going to strike out. And I'm okay either way. And I'm not embarrassed when I strike out. See, I used to get embarrassed of my failures. I've lost everything twice in this life. But you know what you learn when you lose everything? You can get back up. You learn what rock bottom is. And I said, Dad, I'm here to hit grand slams. That's it. I'm here to change my life, change our family legacy. I want that, and I'm gonna go down swinging. I said, that's just, and he goes, that's who you are, son. He's like, you will strike out and you'll get back in the batter's box. And he taught me a lot of those lessons when I was a kid playing baseball. A lot of nights in the batting cages, a lot of get back up, you know, and so much of who I am was shaped by my father in that. And maybe that hits home for you today is swing. What's the worst that happens? You either knock it out of the park, you're an absolute success, or you learned what not to do. And I think there's something so special in that. And if you're one of the ones that are called and you have this vision on your heart, go share it. Somebody needs your story. Somebody can learn from your mistakes. Somebody can learn from your successes. Somebody can learn in your own unique way. But Nick, there's so many other creators. Yeah, but guess what? There ain't one you. You're the only you. That's what I think is so special, is you bring your own unique approach to the game. You bring your own authenticity to whatever the thing is that you want to do and are trying to do, and go get yours. And I just think that is the coolest freaking thing. And there's so much abundance and so much huge things that we can do out there. Anyway, I could talk about this all day long. As you can tell, it doesn't take a lot to get me going on the subject of you getting out of your own way, out of your own head. Get out of your head and into your heart, my friend. Today, I challenge you to do this. Get out of your head on all the what if scenario. What if it's not about that. What if it also worked out? What if you told yourself that story? I think so often we have these conversations of, well, what if this happens and this happens bad? Why don't you list out 100 reasons, what if it went great? All the lives you could touch, where your life would be, what your family would, like what would happen if you went and did that, the example you would set. I want you to list out 100 reasons why it will work. Every time you get nervous, just remember this from Nicky T. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons it won't work, but I can also come up with 100 reasons why it can. I'm a super glass half full guy because we have the glass anyway and might as well look at the optimism in it all, right? And I just believe there's so many reasons that it would work for you. And yeah, is it gonna suck at first? And there's gonna be a lot of learning lessons and some failures and investment of time and money and energy. And of course, yeah. Are you gonna be embarrassed publicly? Yeah, like it's gonna happen. Your first videos ain't gonna be that good, you know? Like there's gonna be things that you have to learn as you're figuring out the tech and the websites or whatever. You're starting your fitness journey. You're gonna be uncomfortable, you know? Whatever the things you're working on are. And I just think that's the moment where you really lean into yourself and find out who you really are. I actually think the journey is about those moments. It's I got started when I was terrified, right? Like you're doing it and you're in the momentum. And I just think there's something so special about that. So my friend, God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called. Little coffee thoughts with Nicky T. Hope this added some energy to your life. If it did, drop me a comment, let me know. And if there's anything I could ever do to help you, truly guys, I'm just a guy that wants to see you win. That's all I ever have been. I want me and my friends, the people around me just to go chase all of their dreams. And I really mean that. Like I want all of my friends, no matter what your dreams are, you know, for you to have them and live that life and just absolutely just go help a ton of people in the process. So anyway, little Saturday morning coffee thoughts. Hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you guys soon. And never forget, you are worthy, you are capable, and I believe in you. We'll see you.